Knees. And then release. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, hollow navel to spine, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor, squeeze the knees together. Just make sure your upper body's nice and released, your jaw's relaxed. This also helps to open the back. Keep breathing, keep squeezing, keep lifting, working your inner thighs as well, and release. This is the last exercise in the warm-up program, and we're going to be working on strengthening the buttocks and the muscles of the lower abdomen, but we're also going to be working on mobilizing and strengthening the spine. Now, it's very important for this exercise that you have yourself correctly aligned. You want your feet in line with your knees, in line with your hips. That way you keep the balance during the exercise. Okay, so come back down onto your back. We're going to leave your arms down by your side for the moment. Now, you're going to breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, hollow navel to spine. Now lift the muscles of your pelvic floor, tighten your buttocks and curl just your tailbone up. You can lose neutral now. Breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine and curl the spine back down. Breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor, tighten the buttocks and curl a little bit more of your spine up. Breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine and gently curl the spine back down. Breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine, lift the pelvic floor, tighten the buttocks and curl a little bit more. We're going up a little bit more each time. Breathe in, breathe out. Now bone by bone, lengthen as you wheel the spine back down. Really lengthening out. Breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine, lift the pelvic floor, tighten the buttocks and peel the spine off, bone by bone. Just be careful you don't let the back arch. Keep the whole pelvis tucked under. Then breathe in, breathe out. Now one by one, wheel the spine back down. Use the spine as a wheel. One by one, lengthening out. Breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine, lift the pelvic floor, tighten the buttocks, peel the spine off. You can come up about as far as your shoulders, providing you're comfortable with it, otherwise just as far as you're comfortable. Breathe in, breathe out. Now really lengthen out 3 inches between each vertebra. Name each vertebra as it comes down, lengthening and wheeling. If it's comfortable for you, take your arms above your head, otherwise leave them down by your side. Breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor, tighten the buttocks, bone by bone, peel the spine up. Keeping the pelvis tucked under. Breathe in, breathe out. Now lengthen as you wheel. Just ironing out any sticky bits, don't let them come down together. Each vertebra wheeling back separately. Breathe in, breathe out. Navel to spine, lift the pelvic floor, tighten the buttocks and peel the spine up. No tension in your neck or jaw. Breathe in, breathe out, and bone by bone, wheeling the spine back down. Until your tailbone lands. And then just bring one knee onto the chest, give it a hug, and then the other, and give it a hug.
This is the end of your warm-up program.
We're going to give you some good directions for standing well. We'll start with the feet. You want your feet hip width apart and in parallel. Notice whether you roll the feet in or out. Keep the weight nice and evenly balanced from the base of your big toe, the base of the small toe, and the center of the heel. Soften your knees, release your thighs, and then just make sure your pelvis is the right angle. You don't want it too arched, nor do you want it tucked under. So the neutral pelvis applies here. Gently hollowing navel to spine, lengthening up through the spine, soften the breastbone, release the shoulders, nice wide shoulders, arms can hang loose and free. Your chin's parallel with the floor, and imagine somebody's got hold of you from the top of your head and they're lengthening you up. And then imagine there's a little weight on your tailbone, just anchoring you down. Nice long smart spine, navel gently hollowed back, weight evenly balanced. We're going to look now at how you use your arms and your shoulders, and we're going to try and re-educate the muscles so that you learn to keep this muscle here that's already overused quite relaxed as you raise your arms. And in order to do that, it means that you have to engage the muscles here underneath the shoulder blade. These have to be working. Okay, so you're going to place your hand onto your shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. You're going to raise your arm, keeping those muscles underneath the shoulder blade working, dropping the shoulder down, and then slowly lower. Now the idea is you don't hike your shoulder up around your ear. And again, gently raise, keeping those muscles under your shoulder blade engaged, and then slowly lower. You almost want to think as though you've got a bird's wing opening out as you raise and lower. And one last time, keeping the shoulder quite calm, the muscles by the shoulder blades working, and gently lower. We're going to use a pole for this exercise. It could be just a bamboo stick from the garden, or you could use a scarf. The same rules are going to apply to this next exercise. We're trying to keep this upper shoulder muscle relaxed, but you're going to be using the muscles here beneath your shoulder blades. So breathe in to prepare, lengthen up through the top of your head, breathe out navel to spine, and then this time breathe in as you gently raise the pole above your head, and then slowly lower. Breathe in as the pole comes above, keeping your upper shoulders relaxed, your shoulder blades sliding down into your back. Just be careful you don't overarch the upper back. And then coming back down. Now when you're comfortable with that movement, we're going to take the hands behind your head. So you're going to breathe in as you raise, dropping the shoulders down. And then breathe out and you're going to chicken wing the elbows in. Breathe in as you raise and breathe out as you lower. Again, just being careful you don't poke your head forward or arch your upper back. Breathe in as you raise the arms, dropping the shoulders down. Breathe out and chicken wing down into your back. We're strengthening those muscles beneath the shoulder blades now. Breathe in as you raise and breathe out as you lower. Breathe in as you raise, keeping the upper shoulders nice and relaxed. Breathe out, draw the shoulder blades down and together. This opens the chest as well. Breathe in as you raise and breathe out as you lower. We're now going to work on gently rotating the spine with a gentle twist. Now, if you're comfortable, place your bamboo stick or pole across your shoulders. If not, you can just hold your hands out to the side. Now, it's very important for this exercise that your pelvis stays completely square and facing to the front. Okay, your feet are nicely placed on the floor, hip width apart, knees soft, lengthening up through the top of your head. Breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine, keep lengthening to the top of your head as you slowly turn to look over one side. Just go a small way to start with. Breathe in as you come back to the center. You're hollowing navel to spine the whole time. Breathe out and gently twist to the other side. Breathing in as you turn. Your pelvis is staying completely still. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out, navel to spine, and turn a little further this time. Breathing in as you come back. Breathe out, navel to spine, and turn. Breathing in as you come back. Pelvis stays completely still. Breathe in to prepare, lengthen. Breathe out, navel to spine, and turn. Breathing in as you recover. Breathe out, navel to spine, soft knees, lengthening up through the top of your head. And breathing in as you come back. Good. Just stand as you would normally stand for a moment, and then look down at your feet. Do you roll your ankles in? Perhaps you roll your feet out. Okay, if you're not sure, take a look at your shoes. You can see where they're worn, whether they're worn on the outside of your heels. Now, this next exercise helps to realign the legs, and it also works the muscles of the feet. You need a tennis ball and your wall. Okay, you're going to stand side onto the wall and place the tennis ball just underneath your ankle bone, your inside ankle bone, so your feet are completely in parallel. Now the idea of the tennis ball is it stops you rolling your feet in or out. We're just going to breathe normally throughout. Okay, so you're going to lengthen up through the top of the head, navel to spine, just come up onto your toes. Keep the tennis ball where it is. And then slowly come back down through the feet. Lengthen up through the top of your head, navel to spine, you're going to come up onto your toes. And then slowly rolling back down through the feet. Lengthen through the top of your head, navel to spine, coming up onto your toes. And slowly coming back down through. Now, if you found that quite easy, you can also add now bending the knees. You're going to take your knees directly over your feet and just take care you don't stick your bottom out. Just keep the tailbone lengthening down. So, as you breathe out, navel to spine, come up onto your toes. Slowly coming back down through the feet, bend the knees directly over the feet, tailbone lengthening down. Coming up tall again. And lengthening up through the top of your head, reaching up, slowly coming back down through the feet, bend the knees, keep the tennis ball there, this stretches your calf muscle. Coming up straight again, one last time, lengthen up through the top of your head, and then slowly rolling back down, use all the muscles of the feet, bend the knees, don't stick that tailbone out. Coming up tall. With this next exercise, roll downs, we're going to be working on creating flexibility and strength in your spine. Now you need a wall, and you're going to stand with your feet about 18 inches away from the wall and with your knees bent as if you're sitting on a bar stool. Now you're going to be rolling forward, so those of you that have had a disc injury, you might want to avoid this exercise. And if you have a back problem, you might like to slide your hands down your leg to give you a greater sense of security. And don't go too far. If you feel uncomfortable, slowly roll back up again. Okay, we're going to breathe in to prepare, lengthen up through the top of your head, breathe out hollow, navel to spine, drop your chin on your chest, and you're going to gently roll forward, peeling the spine off the wall bone by bone. Only as far as you can comfortably go. When you get down there, let your head and shoulders just hang. Breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine. Now drop the tailbone down, bring your pubic bone forward so that your back comes back onto the wall bone by bone, lengthening back up. Breathe in to prepare, lengthen through the top of your head. Breathe out, navel to spine, drop your chin on your chest, let the weight of your forehead roll you forward. Peeling the spine off the wall. Arms hanging free. Breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine, drop your tailbone down. Putting each part of the spine back on the wall, bone by bone. Now, when you're comfortable with that exercise, you can try it freestanding. But once again, we're going to have the knees bent. It's much safer for your back. Feet hip width apart and in parallel. Breathe in to prepare, lengthen through the top of your head. Breathe out, navel to spine, drop the chin on your chest, and again we're going to roll forward, a bit like a roller blind. Keep your tummy hollow back towards the spine throughout. Neck released. Breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine, and as if the wall's still there, drop the tailbone down, and then coming up bone by bone. Breathe in, lengthen up through the top of your head. Breathe out, navel to spine, drop the chin on the chest, and gently rolling forward. Just let everything hang when you're there. Just let it release. Breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine. Use the spine like a wheel, lengthening up through, so that you're unfurling, coming up nice and tall. We're going to work on strengthening the abdominal area now, and all the principles you already learned of alignment, breathing, using the deep abdominals and releasing tension, are going to apply to the traditional curl up. Remember, it is just that, it's a curl up. You're curling the upper spine up off the floor. So even though we're concentrating on the abdominals, think of what you're doing with the spine as well. There are 3 things you need to remember when you're doing these curl ups. The first is that you keep your pelvis in its neutral position. So just check you've got your pelvis in neutral. If you tuck the pelvis while you're doing it, all you're doing is using these hip muscles, and we want to concentrate on using the deep abdominals, which brings us to point 2. Don't let your tummy pop up as you come up. So if I do it incorrectly once, just to show you, if I let my tummy pop up as I come up, you've stopped using the deep abdominals. You must, as you curl up, keep that tummy scooped up, out and hollow. And the third thing you're going to remember is that I want you to release the tension in your neck and just soften your breastbone as you come up. So the movement hinges from here. So as you come up, you soften the breastbone and you gently hinge forward. Okay, so before we start, we're just going to release the tension in the neck. If you have a neck injury, it might do best to avoid this exercise. Just gently release the tension. Okay, place one hand behind your head. The other's going to go on your lower stomach. That's going to check your tummy doesn't pop up. Check you're in neutral. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out. Just tuck your chin forward, soften the breastbone, hinging from here. You're going to curl up, no tension in your neck at all. Keep your tailbone down and lengthening away. Breathe in as you slowly curl back. Breathe out, hollow navel to spine, keep your tummy hollowed. Break from the breastbone as you curl up to look between your legs. Keep a small gap under your chin and gently release back. And change hands. Place one hand on your stomach. Breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine. Just tuck your chin forward slightly and hinge forward. Breathing in as you come back. Breathe out, hollow navel to spine. Keep it hollowed out, pelvis neutral. Tuck your chin forward, hinge from the breastbone. Curling the spine up and then bone by bone, curling it back down again. When you're confident your stomach isn't popping up, you can do it with 2 hands behind your head, but just be careful you don't pull on your head. So breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine, soften the breastbone, just chuck your chin in and gently curl up to look between your legs. Breathing in as bone by bone, you put the spine back down. You can work up to doing about 10 of those. If you found when doing that last exercise you had some tension in your neck, it's probably because your stomach isn't quite strong enough, but you might like to try this version. It helps to keep the tension away from the neck. So just check again you're in the correct alignment, nice neutral pelvis. And you're going to lie on a towel. Take hold of the towel in either corner, and then the same principles apply. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, hollow navel to spine, soften the breastbone, and then curl up using the towel to guide you. Breathing in as you come back. Breathe in, breathe out, hollow navel to spine, keep your stomach nicely scooped out, and let the towel guide you up. Breathing in as you return. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, hollow navel to spine. Remember, don't tuck. Soften the breastbone and just curl up to look between your legs. Breathing in as you slowly curl back down.
We're going to work the oblique stomach muscles now, which crisscross your body. Have checked that your pelvis is in neutral. Clasp your hands behind your head. Keep that sense of openness in the upper body. You're not going to pull on your neck at all. And it's your shoulder that's going to come across towards your opposite knee, not the elbow. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, hollow navel to spine, and curl the shoulder across towards your opposite knee. Breathing in as you come back down. And breathe out, navel to spine, and curl the other shoulder across towards the opposite knee. Breathing in as you come back. We're going to alternate sides. And breathe out, navel to spine, and curling up. Keep that sense of openness in the body. And breathe out, navel to spine, and curl the shoulder across towards the knee. Breathing in as you come back. And breathe out, navel to spine and curl. Keep the pelvis completely square. Breathing in as you come back. And breathe out, navel to spine and curl. And breathe in as you come back. You can work up towards doing 5 to each side. And then slowly release the neck by rolling it from side to side.
For the next 2 exercises, you're going to imagine there's a big beach ball. For the first one, it's going to be in front of you. Okay, now if you're not comfortable long sitting, you can just sit on a rolled up towel. Have the soles of your feet together, your knees relaxing apart. Now don't bring them too close into you. You want them a comfortable distance away from you. Okay, so breathe in to prepare, lengthen up through the top of your head. Breathe out, navel to spine. Here's the big beach ball. You're going to come up over the beach ball. This is a static stretch for the spine. Cross your hands over, open your elbows, just tuck your chin forward slightly to lengthen the back of your neck. Now notice I haven't scrunched my shoulders up, they're staying down into my back, my neck is long, the navel's held firmly back towards the spine, and I'm going to stay in this position, stretching up over the beach ball for about 8 breaths. So just breathe wide and full into your back. Just keep lengthening up and over that imaginary beach ball. Don't collapse forward. Keep lengthening out the spine. Shoulder blades down. Neck nice and long. You might feel a stretch in your inner thighs as well. Breathing nice and full. And then you're going to slowly come out, navel to spine, lengthening up through, sitting up nice and tall. Okay, so now bring your legs into parallel, plant the feet firmly on the floor. The feet are in line with the ankles, the knees, and your hips. If you've been using a towel, just take it away. Take a little bit of care with this one if you have problems with your low back. We're going to be working here. We're also going to be working on the deep abdominal muscles. Take hold of your legs underneath your thighs. Breathe in to prepare, lengthen up through the top of your head. Breathe out, hollow navel to spine, and curl just a little way back onto your tailbone, not too far. Opening your elbows. Breathe in as you come back up, drop the shoulders down. Now breathe out. Now that big beach ball's behind you now, and you're just going to go back up over it a little way, dropping the shoulders down.